High in the Himalayas, Lord Shiva is locked in profound cosmic meditation. This trance is a delicate, precise mechanism required to maintain universal balance. Severing that deep state of concentration without warning carries massive risks. A sudden disruption could release an uncontrollable surge of destructive energy. Because of that severe risk, there has to be a strict boundary, a non-negotiable protective perimeter around the meditation site that demands a flawless, incorruptible guardian. That guardian is Ganesha. Standing at the entrance, he is operating as the physical manifestation of sacred duty. The threat to this perimeter arrives in the form of Parashurama, an unstoppable force of fierce, loyal energy, demanding a divine vision of his master. Parashurama operates as the ultimate insider. He is a favored, heavily armed disciple of Shiva himself, arriving with a deep-seated belief in his own righteous standing. This animated conceptual model shows the structural friction in that belief. We have a solid, unyielding protective circle, representing Ganesha's duty, intercepted by a heavy inbound force, representing Parashurama's devotion. He assumes his intense love creates a bypass around strict rules. When that force crashes into the perimeter, neither side yields. We are watching a stress test between two ideals unable to occupy the same space. Parashurama initiates the encounter by laying out his credentials. He announces himself as the supreme devotee, attempting to leverage his elite title as immediate clearance to pass the gates. Look at this logical hierarchy tree to see the mechanic at play. The base nodes represent standard operational rules, applying uniformly to everyone. Parashurama believes his intense loyalty draws a bypass line around those rules, placing him in a category immune to standard protocol. Ganesha counters by ignoring titles, reducing the interaction to a stark reality. No one can disturb the trance. He abruptly severs that bypass lane, forcing every pathway back into the strict, uniform rule structure. A history of loyalty can create a sense of entitlement. That entitlement often acts as a blind spot, preventing the follower from recognizing what their master actually needs. Parashurama changes tactics. He pivots from citing devotion to leaning on seniority, ordering the guard to step aside, child. By addressing the guardian as a child, Parashurama shifts the engagement from a pursuit of the divine to an exercise in personal hierarchy. This move places the sage's own social standing ahead of the orders he was given. Ganesha absorbs the insult and delivers a precise philosophical counterstrike. He informs the angry sage that devotion does not mean disobedience. In this framework, devotion and disobedience are mutually exclusive. Combining them yields a result that behaves less like faith and more like a demand for personal recognition. True devotion requires submission to the master's current will. Right now, that will is embodied by the guard standing at the door enforcing a lockdown, not by a follower demanding access on his own terms. Claiming love for a master while ignoring that master's current commands creates an internal contradiction. The follower is no longer serving the master's will, but their own. Cornered by Ganesha's logic, Parashurama reaches a breaking point. Because the intellectual debate has stalled, his response shifts toward a total assertion of physical dominance. By threatening to remove the guard by force, the warrior moves away from his identity as a peaceful disciple. This resort to violence signals that his initial argument has reached its limit. Ganesha meets this threat with an unblinking, unyielding response. You may try. The guardian holds his ground. As the debate collapses into violence, both combatants scream out the exact same name, Mahadev, invoking the same god while engaging in a collision over how best to serve him. In this collision, the role of the guardian proves to be the more stable foundation. It shows that reverence is measured not by the intensity of one's desire, but by the ability to respect a closed door.